Your Google Ads performance may be suffering for this one reason that you can't even see. Are your Google Ads campaigns not working as well as they used to? This is a common thing that business owners come to me and tell me, and there are so many reasons that could be, but there's one reason that we often forget about. Consent mode. I know, it sounds boring, but this little setting could actually really make the difference between high performing Google Ads and low performing Google Ads. Because if you don't have consent to collect data from users, that means you may not be tracking all your conversions, you may not be fully building your audiences. So if you're not giving Google Ads the data it needs to understand your business, it will have trouble giving you the results you need to succeed. In this video, I'm going to show you how to check if you have consent mode properly implemented. If not, how to implement a cookie consent banner on your website and what the potential impact might be. When I say a cookie consent banner, this is what I mean. I had to actually take a picture of my website in incognito mode to show you this. You probably see at the bottom of a lot of websites this banner that either asks you to opt into cookies, opt out of cookies, customize your settings. Maybe you're someone who always accepts or denies or adjusts, but however you behave, just know that you must have one of these banners on your website in order to meet Google's requirements for consent mode. Yes, this applies to all advertisers, even if you're not in Europe. And yes, all businesses should do this because consent is just as important in the online world as it is in real life. I like to practice what I preach, so I recently added a consent banner to my website so I could show you how easy it is to do and how it could potentially help your campaigns. Let me show you how to check whether or not you have consent mode properly implemented in your Google Ads account, which means you're getting the full conversion and audience data you need and Google needs. In Google Ads, you want to go to Goals on the left-hand side, then the conversion summary. And then along the top here, instead of goals where you can see your conversion actions, click Diagnostics. You can see I have nothing here set up for measurement because this is a demo account. So this means, among many other things, I don't have consent mode implemented. However, here is an example of a Google Ads account that does have consent mode implemented. You can see here some data about enhanced conversions, conversions with cart data, and then here we go, consent mode, excellent. That's what you want to see, either good or excellent. Let's say you're new to all this consent stuff. How can you get started? Let me be the first to reassure you that it is much easier than it seems. Although I am a Google Ads expert, I know nothing about website development, nothing about tracking, and I was able to do this completely myself. I'm going to show you right now. It's really quick. I'm using Cookiebot by Usercentrics. They are sponsoring this video, but this is just an example. Use whomever you'd like. And here I was able to configure exactly how I want my banner to look. So for example, I can choose to have it be a pop-up dialog box in the middle or a bar down below. I can choose whether I want it to just be accept only or multi-level layers of consent. When I was first testing this out, I had the banner only show in Europe just to see what the impact might be. Now I allow it to show for all visitors. You can customize all that. You can then choose different language, what you want it to say. This is not my expertise, so I just stuck with the defaults. Save your changes and it's ready to install. To install it, I went to implementation and there are instructions here for how to do it on various platforms. My website is on Squarespace, so I followed the Squarespace directions. On my website, I scroll down to custom code and code injection. And you can see here, I just copy and pasted this script directly from the Cookiebot website. Now, I do want to be completely transparent with you and note that Squarespace and maybe your website provider does have a built-in cookie banner option. You can see here, I can just toggle that on, have a cookie banner, and that's it. However, I chose to use Cookiebot because it allowed more customization options and it allowed advanced features like only showing in certain areas or changing what it says in certain geographies. Now that I've had this banner on my website, what's the impact? You can see here in analytics how many people opted in versus opted out. Those who have opted in, I could feed into my Google Ads account, do all the conversion tracking audiences, everything I want to my heart's content. Whereas those who've opted out, I won't, and Google Ads will use modeling instead to fill in the missing data. It really is that simple to implement a consent management platform on your website and start using consent mode in Google Ads to maintain your campaign performance. To summarize, yes, you should have a consent banner. Yes, it is really simple to set up. And yes, you can continue to keep your Google Ads working effectively and in a privacy-safe way. You can start your free trial of Cookiebot to see if it's the right fit for you at consent.jill.ca. That's consent.jyll.ca to start your free trial and see just how easy it is to bring your website into compliance and your Google Ads account into consent mode. If you have any questions at all about consent mode, please feel free to drop them into the comments. This is an area that I've been learning a lot more recently, and I'm really excited to bring you along in that journey with me. Thank you to Cookiebot by Usercentrics for sponsoring this video. You can get your free trial at consent.jill.ca.